Sean, here's what you want, and I'm glad you asked. Well, Sean Gregorian is the clear projected winner here tonight. Tonight, he's won 3 days and 4 nights at the wonderful Ukrainian Hotel Plaza. Yes, with a meet and greet with Mitt Romney. I love it.
I'm glad I lost.
Then he gets 10,000 Nigerian dollars. That's about $5 US. Things could change. Things can change. But wait, that's not all. He also gets 2 nights in Ottawa at the Justin Trudeau Motel. That's right, the Justin Trudeau Motel, where they give you a hot towel and a hot toddy and probably a hot Carl, too. But you didn't hear it from me. That's what he's won here at the Real Deal Media Prize Center. What will Jim do? What will Jim do? What will Jim do? America's #1 favorite game show. You can play this at home as well. If you have the answers in the live chats, we want to see them. We're going to reward you with an incredible prize. Maybe not so much here on Earth, but if you make it to heaven, that's where you're going to receive it. In fact, some say that's the prize in its own right. Well, that's not for us to decide. Anyways, we're going to go through 5 questions and scenarios about what would Jim do in today's modern society. You know, what if he were to be amongst the millennials or the Gen Zs, or even just a potential, what if he had to start dating again? What would that be like? So it has a lot to do with this show here as we go. Okay, so Jim, are you ready for this? You think you are prepared to answer properly and truthfully?
I'll do my very best, Dave.
Okay, here we go. First question is, well, it's hard to do that when Bugsy is, the hell's going on here? Thank you. Excuse us. Okay, here's the first question. As Gen Z embarks on college, Jim returns to teaching and discovers A, he'd rather give voice lessons to a family of cats. B, euthanasia isn't such a bad idea after all. C, he really enjoys eating Hot Pockets while in the break room. Or is it D, he's the only one that still goes to streaking on campus? We're going to start with you, Sean, of what could it be if he returned to college and started teaching again? He'd rather give voice lessons to a family of cats, euthanasia. B, go ahead, Sean. At your leisure. Any moment now.
I think he'd rather give voice lessons to a family of cats.
Interesting. Okay. He picks A. He'd rather give voice lessons to a family of cats. Let's go to you, John Bound, next. What would Jim do? Tell us, please.
Well, Jim would be teaching philosophy, would cause him to be the only one that still goes streaking on campus.
Okay, D.
I think he'd lose it.
Let's go to you, Rebel Mama. Marnie, go ahead.
I'm going to agree with Sean and go with A. I have a feeling that Jim has a low tolerance for stupidity, and those kids came through public school. He's got a lot of undoing to do before he can reteach.
Good. Very, very critical thinking there. Okay, A, or it could be A or D. Jim, what is the final answer of what you would do if you return to teaching Gen Z at college? Go ahead, Jim. What's the answer?
Well, a philosopher has to be philosophical. So even if he's in a challenging situation, he enjoys a respite by those Hot Pockets during the break.
It's C. He really enjoys eating Hot Pockets while in the break room. What a new invention that is.
Yeah.
He is filled with surprises. Okay, we're going to go to our next one. What would Jim do with Trump back in office? A joyful Jim Fetzer begins to A. Invest in spray tans and colors his hair yellow. Is that what he does? Or is it B. Refers to his wife as Melania and daughter as Ivanka? Is it C. Write a new cooking book called The Art of the Meal? Or is it D. Gloat and brag in front of liberals more than usual? I mean, let's start with Marnie and work our way backwards this time. Marnie, please tell us.
This is easy. D. Definitely D. Jim has earned it. He has been proving them idiots for at least 50 years. And he's finally gets to say, I told you so. Definitely D. Gloat.
D. Gloat and brag in front of liberals.
You bet.
Okay. Go to you, John Bound. What does Jim do? A joyful Jim, I should say. Joyful.
That is a pretty easy answer. It is D. And like to be a fly on the wall on that situation.
Interesting. Okay, Sean and Gregorian, tell us at this time, what does Jim do? A joyful Jim, as Trump's back in office.
One would assume it's D, but I'm going to go with C, write a new cookbook called The Art of the Meal. When I heard him describe those wonderful pizzas.
No, I want to say we have a wonderful pizza place here called Sugar River Pizza, and they've got specialty pizzas that are that die for. I want to mention two in particular. One called ricotta, be kidding me, red sauce, pepperoni, sausage, whipped herb, ricotta, and oregano, and kicking horse for alarm. Red sauce, pepperoni, sausage, jalapenos.
Yes, he doesn't go after the low-hanging fruits. Jim, at this time, please tell us, what are you doing, Jim, with Trump back in office?
I couldn't resist writing a book, The Art of the Meal. Sean nailed it.
Cooking book called The Art of the Meal. Wow, Sean, you are leading this game by a landslide. Congratulations thus far, but we still have 3 more to go. Question number three is, of what would Jim do? Okay, number 3, in 2025, Jim wants to... What does he want to do? Well, he wants to get back in shape at the gym. Again, is it A, the personal trainers get jealous because of his ripping abs? This is what happens when Jim goes back to the gym. Or is it B, women start confusing him for Steve McQueen? Is that what's happening? Is it C, Jim starts wearing spandex and leg warmers 7 days a week? Okay. Or is it D, sprays himself with water bottles to make it appear he just did a 3-hour workout? Is that what he's doing at the gym? Let's start with you, Sean Gregorian, the leader of the pack here.
I think that the women start confusing him for Steve McQueen.
Sean is very methodical. He's getting in the mind frame of a Jim Fetzer right now, trying to win this game for the gold. Let's go to you, John Bound.
I don't think Jim wants to work out, but I think he wants to look like he is. So I'm going to go with D.
He's a deceiver. Okay, Marty, tell us, what is Jim doing back at the gym? How is he getting in shape?
I'm going to have to agree with John and go with D. Jim's not a dummy. It's all about the appearance. It's having the right gear and looking the part. And nobody knows if you spent 2 hours in a massage chair.
Wow, ye of little faith. Jim Fetzer, tell us at this time, what are you doing and what's happening while you're at the gym? Jim?
There's this wonderful scene in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where at the Playboy Mansion, Steve McQueen is asking a woman's advice about Sharon Tate, and she looks over at, Sharon's husband and her dearest friend, and she said, well, he clearly has a type. She likes talented guys who look like 12-year-old boys, and McQueen says, damn, I never had a chance. Look like Steve McQueen, you got it.
Sean!
Most women these days don't know who Steve McQueen is.
Right.
Oh,
That's the
there's
only reason
pushback, Jim.
Yeah.
There's pushback. Jim, and before we continue, how does it feel, Jim, to have 2 of the panelists here tonight saying that they can't even envision you doing anything at the gym other than spraying yourself with water? How does that make you feel, Jim Fetzer?
Well, I enjoy it. I love the company.
Okay. Well, we understand.
Him sprayed with water is a much better picture than spandex and leg warmers. Think about it.
This next one is number 4 on en route to Las Vegas. Jim goes to Las Vegas in 2025 now. And in doing so, well, he runs into Wayne Newton on a recent trip to Las Vegas. He runs into Mr. Vegas. That's Wayne Newton. And What ensues, you ask? Well, is it A, ask him if Shane is about a guy named Shane? Okay. Ask him if Shane is about a guy named Shane, which, that's, I can see how that happens. Very fair. Okay. B, starts calling him Engelbert Humperdinck after one Moscow Mule. Well, that's quite insulting. I would be ashamed. Is it C, gets into a heated debate on whether a Fig Newton is just a cookie after all? Okay, I can see that. Or is it D, ask him if parking is validated? So what does Jim do here in Las Vegas with Wayne Newton? Let's start with John Bound this time and mix things up. Okay, go ahead, John.
I think he asked him if Shane is about a guy named Shane.
Yes. Good point. Okay, let's go to you, Marnie. Let's go.
Very inquisitive.
Go with B. I got to go with Engelbert Humperdinck and the Moscow Mule.
Oh, I can see him doing that. Not even after one drink, just a sip. I might say. And finally, let's go to the front runner of the game here tonight. Let's go to you, John Gregorian.
I think Jim's too educated to not know what Shane means. I'm going to have to go with starts calling him Engelbert Humperdinck after. Well, I think it would take more than one Moscow Mule, but that's the closest one would be B.
Okay. Wow, there you have it.
Can I
Jim,
change my
let's go
answer to C?
To C. Okay, gets into a heated debate on whether a Fig Newton is just a cookie after all. Yes, you can. I mean, that's thinking outside the box there. Okay, Jim, tell us what you did with Wayne Newton recently in Las Vegas, if you would, at this time.
Well, it was after a couple of Moscow Mules. I asked if we could sing together, Dankeschön. So that's going to be the closest.
So
it's a mix.
So A.
Closest. They're none exact here, sad to say.
Okay, well, and you wouldn't remember after all. It was a wild night you have. Okay, we have the final question, everybody. This is for all of the marbles. And right now it's 2-0. Nobody has another point except for Sean Gordon.
Make this a 3-pointer, Dean. You can make this a 3-point question.
Jim, it's like you stole the words from Thunder and my breath. But yes, this last question is for 3 points. This is no joke. Because the losers of this game have to sever their finger live on air, just like they do in Japan. I think that's what we're doing. So we'll be doing that. And so let's prepare ourselves for the final question here at What Would Jim Do? I've been waiting for this moment my whole life. I cannot begin to tell you. Okay. Thank you. We have a live band in the audience. You may not know. All right, here we go. What would Jim do? Final question, and this one's a real dandy. Again, we polled many people across the country. That's how we've accumulated some of these. Here it is. Number 5, final one. Jim attempts to date again in 2025, and the following happens. And you have to be truthful, Jim. No half assing. A. Gets frustrated with all the toxic masculinity talk and punches out a millennial. Or is it B, goes on a date and starts reminiscing on his old Marine days, ask his date if she wants to go to a titty bar? Okay. That might be the answer right there. We may not have to go any further. Is it C, recites French poetry and begins to develop a French accent that never goes away? Or is it finally, could it be, or is it D, realizes everyone is miracle jabbed and decides to read the paperback edition of War and Peace? Wow. Stunning stuff, Jim. Stunning stuff. Oh, okay, so why don't we start with the clear front runner of tonight? Okay, let's go to Sean. What is it at this time? What is your answer of what would Jim do in the hypothetical scenario? He's dating in 2025 once again. Tell us what
I'm
happens.
going to say he gets frustrated with all the toxic masculinity talk and punches out a millennial.
Okay, so Jim has violent tendencies, you're saying. Okay, very interesting. Okay, let's go to John Bound. Tell us what Jim does on that date.
Sean's answer is interesting, but I don't think he would punch a trans person. So I'm going to go with French poetry and the French accent that never goes away, just because it seems like a movie in itself.
They call it the forever accent, but good point. So you pick C, recites French poetry. Okay, finally, Marnie, tell us what happens on that date.
Jim's been out of circulation for a while. It would be a culture shock no matter what. But with all that's going on in this world, it's got to be D. He's going to throw up his hands and read a book and say, I'm too old for this.
Okay, it is D. Okay, yeah, and that's what Jim wants us to believe, that he doesn't know anything about the pop culture of today. Okay, Jim Fetzer, tell us what happens on this date in 2025, if you could.
Well, I'd go on a date, and after a couple of Moscow mules, I'd start reminiscing about my old Marine Corps days and how much I enjoyed titty bars.
But of course.
Okay, well, that's it, everybody. Wow,
Wait,
I didn't
If
see
she
that
wants to
coming.
go to a what?
A titty bar.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I was my parents thought it would be great. They'd gone to Europe the year before. This was between my sophomore and junior year. They thought I should go on a bicycle tour to Europe, but on the way I wound up in New York, and I was 15 years old in Times Square. And I noticed this bar had something going on in there, and I wandered in and learned a little more about life.
Wow. You just learn something new all the time. And quite frankly, I'm not sure how much of a virtual scenario this is. I truly believe now that Jim actually took a date to a titty bar. I'm pretty sure of that now at one point in time in his dating career. But anyways, okay, we have concluded. And the winner of tonight's What Would Jim Do is the one and only, I guess, returning champ. He won the last time, Sean Gregorian. You seem to know Jim the best. Any words for yourself as the winner?
I'm speechless. Thank you.
Congratulations.
No, I just, like a profiler, I just kind of imagine myself as Jim.
They call that voyeurism, don't they? A visual voyeur.
Jim's full of surprises.
He really is. But that is going to conclude What Would Jim Do?
What will Jim do? What will Jim do? What will Jim do?
What would Jim do? Another rendition of just a phenomenal study of Jim Fetzer's brain. I think that's it's safe to say here tonight. Okay, so that's how we have it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats as we are getting set to play the national game pastime that's going to take place tonight.
What would Jim Fetzer do? That's right. We're about to embark now on an incredible safari, a journey of truth, and that is what would Jim Fetzer do? We have assembled a team here of one person each, because these people are such individuals. They don't like teammates. They like viciously playing their opposition, and that's the kind of women that we have here tonight. But let me explain this, and Jim's listening too, because this is all news to him. Well, tonight we're going to be getting into 7 diabolical questions that we polled everybody that knows Jim Fetzer in real life, from the people he went to kindergarten with, to his first babysitter, to his college graduate students, to even just his neighbor that lives right behind him. But we're going to find out here 7 diabolical questions. And Jim, are we ready for this?
I'm braced for it, Dean. Count on it.
Okay, good, because I'm sweating like a you-know-what in church right now. Whew. Okay, so let's bring our first contestant here tonight. We have all the way from Oklahoma City, who is ravishing and ready to rock the Fetzer world. That's Dana. Dana, welcome tonight. Dana.
Hi everyone. Hi, Jim.
Welcome. Delighted.
And Dana's playing tonight for the love and affection and attention of Jim Fetzer, and to be anointed as the true Fetzer knight that you are. All right, let's bring in someone else. Jim, the one and the only Karen Peterson. So we have a team of Karens. Okay, also now, Jim, finally, the last teammate here for tonight. He's calling from, well, I won't tell you what state he's calling from, because I might get, I might have triple bypass if I say it. The one, the only, Sean Gregorian of the Gregorian calendar, the heir to the throne. Sean, welcome.
Thank you. Good evening.
Okay, Sean's going to be the teammate of Dana, all the way from Oklahoma. And Sean's actually calling. He's on the job. He's a repo man. He repossesses cars. Just for fun. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 7 diabolical questions here tonight. I'm going to start with the first one. You can play at home too, and do not help any of these participants here tonight, because, quite frankly, they don't deserve it. They don't deserve it. Okay, let's get ready now as we start. What would Jim Fetzer do? And I absolutely cannot. Let's get our opening ceremony started.
I don't think the lion sleeps tonight. We am on my way.
Well, there you have it. We are ready to start tonight and take it to the next level. And Pierre, if you could just get that off my screen, we'll be ready to start. Thank you very much. Okay, here is the first one. Here is what would Jim Fetzer do? Number 7. Jim heads to the local pub and is accosted by an dangerous biker gang. What does he do? Well, I've often asked myself that. Well, is it A, befriend them by playing Jimmy Crack Corn and I Don't Care on harmonica? Is that it? Is that it? Could that be it? Is that A? B, explain the definition of what makes a woman. Okay. Is that what he does? I mean, does that just diffuse him? Is it C, puts on his dancing shoes, hops on the table, and dances to tequila? Okay, let's start with Dana and Sean.
All right, Dana, we gotta have a consensus here. I'm thinking he would probably play the harmonica. Which one did you think?
Yeah, I'll go with that. Oh, yeah. The harmonica.
Jimmy Crack Corn?
And Jimmy Crack Corn.
There's 2 references to Pee Wee Herman here.
Okay. Okay. Look, Sean Gregorian flexing his movie brain here tonight. Okay. That time is up, everybody. What is the correct answer, Jim? Tell us.
Well, no doubt I would explain to them why women are important, what makes a woman, that I'm not one, and that's who they ought to be looking for.
There you have it. It is B, explain the definition of what makes a woman. Wow. Well, maybe next year. Dana and Sean, it's A for effort, but hey, that's not good enough. Okay, let's go to the next question here. Is this is so intense, Jim. I don't know what I'm going to do after the game. I might disintegrate. Okay, let's go to the next one here. Number 6. Jim is invited to visit the moon. He arrives there and does the following. Is it A, brings French bread and his favorite bottle of wine in hopes the moon really is made of cheese. Okay. That's what, I think he would do that, quite frankly, but I don't want to give it away. Is it B, dresses to the nine in the event he meets a hot alien chick? Hey, we all have our preferences. Or is it C, hires a moon realtor and decides he wants to build his dream space house? That's what it is. Let's go to the Karens. Please tell us.
I'm gonna pick A.
A,
I'm
brings
gonna pick
French
A.
bread.
I like your answer, but since it is estrogen night, I'm kind of leaning towards B.
Okay.
We'll
okay.
go with your answer. That's fine.
Okay, so number 6, Jim is invited to visit the moon. He arrives there and does the following, and they say it's A, brings French bread and a served bottle of wine and hopes the moon is really made of cheese. Jim, what is the correct answer at this time?
Spot on, exactly, Dean. I love crackers, cheese, bread, cheese, wine. Fabulous. Make a feast
Oh,
out
Do
of
it,
it.
Jim.
Perfect.
My
Thank you, Jim.
God.
Thank you, Jim.
Well, this game is intensifying. I mean, I might have to change my clothes after this one here.
That was the
game
fix.
is now.
That was a
Hey,
fix.
you know what? Don't question the integrity. Please, Sean Gregorian.
Okay,
I
I
will
won't.
censor you.
I won't undermine your show.
The score is 1-0. Team Karens. Team Karens. Okay. Here we go here. And number 5 here of what would Jim do? Jim is invited to Buckingham Palace for the U.S. State Department dinner with King Carlos. What does he do? A, he instantly gets a craving for bangers and mash, then heads to Abbey Road and hopes to reunite the Beatles. Okay. Instantly gets that. I mean, who doesn't get a bangers and mash craving? B takes his white glove off and slaps Camilla, then says, "Come on, fight me like a man." That's takes his white glove off, slaps Camilla, and says, "Come on, fight me like a man."
Oh my God.
Or is I don't know why. Or is it C? Drinks too much at the pub and begins to sing "God Save the Queen" right in front of Charles. So, Dana, we're gonna go to you, and Sean Gregorian. What is it? Jim is invited to Buckingham Palace for the U.S. State dinner with Carlos. What does he do?
Well, first, I have a question. First. Does that pub serve mango margaritas?
Hello?
Dean, I had a huge frozen mango margarita for dinner. I need you to call me 15 minutes before the show to make sure I'm awake.
Thinking maybe he would slap Camilla. Take the glove off.
Okay.
Put the white glove on and slap her.
Take the glove off. Is that what my understanding?
Yeah.
Okay, so the final answer is, Jim, you want to tell us?
Well, since he holds Charles and Camilla in contempt, he take the opportunity to vacate the premises and head for Abbey Road at the earliest opportunity.
I knew it.
Oh my God! So the answer is
A.
A. Yes, the Beatles and bangers and mash often go well together. Yeah, that's true. Which, by the way, tonight is brought to you by the Pink Hammer, which you see in the top right corner there, as we celebrate just the woodshop class from high school. Everyone should take it. Okay, here we go. Here, that was number 5. Score is 1-0. Everybody. Number 4. Jim heads to the outback, Australia, and sees a dingo steal a baby. Does he A, squares up, begins to howl a rare Aborigine anthem, and the dingoes return the baby at once? That's true. I've heard Jim do that exact same song when I was in Wisconsin last. Does he B, grabs the nearest boomerang and starts shredding up the dingoes? Wow. Or is it C, tells the dingo gang leader that's not a knife, and pulls out a huge Vietnam knife, and baby is returned instantly? Wow, this is a hard one. Okay, let's go to the Karens, Team Karens. What is it at this time?
I don't know.
I'm going to say. Go ahead, Karen. Go
You're
ahead.
thinking C? Are you thinking
I think
C?
it's C. I think C.
You think it's C? Okay, Jim.
Nobody messes with babies around our Fetzer.
Okay. Jim, why don't you tell us the answer at this time? Go ahead.
That's correct. I would pull out this huge knife and start slicing and dicing to get that baby back ASAP.
Wow. And Jim does have a collection of huge knives because anything else would be uncivilized. Okay. Scores now, Dana, just so you know, you and Sean Gregorian have a chance to not only tie the game, but take it. But you're going to have to at least win the next 2 questions, okay? Because the score is 2-0. That's, again, for those who are hearing impaired, 2-0. 2-0, okay? Back to, this is good cardio. If you're at home, just do this. All right, let's start. Let's continue. All right, here we go. Number 3, everybody. Number three. This is a hot game here. For Dana and Sean Gregorian, what would Jim Fetzer do? All right, here it is. Number 3. Jim heads to a country bar, and some bad boys try to fight him because he's getting all the little ladies' attention. What does he do? Does he A, takes them on one by one, which causes all the little ladies to line up and wait for a Fetzer kiss? Okay. I don't know what intern made these again. This is so ridiculous. Sorry, Jim. I don't know. Or is it B, he begins to do the 2-step dance and then gets coined as the new Lord of the Dance? Okay. The new Lord of the Dance, which it's Lord Fetzer in case anyone wants to. Or is it C, rips his shirt off and starts singing Rhinestone Cowboy? Okay. That's incredible. Let's go to you, Dana, team captain.
I don't know. Sean, what do you think?
I'm thinking he's going to take them on one by one and get a kiss from the ladies.
He's a ladies' man.
Well, we have a lot of people chiming in on the live chat. We have Maddie Lynn 26 saying C. She's practicing her Spanish, or she's picking C. One of them.
Wishful thinking.
Yep, that's right. We have Maddie also saying, I hear the buzz from the pink hammer. Oh my God. If you do, that's
It wasn't a hammer.
Call me later. I'll put you in touch with the right people. We have I'm pissed, who's saying romance the ladies. Well, I'm pissed. Not too fast. You don't know yet exactly. We have Bika saying A. Interesting. Robbie 978 saying definitely A, but they changed his mind saying B. So it could go either way. And then Robbie finally says he should do all 3.
All of the above.
He says, what the hell? Okay, so Dana, what did you guys pick again?
We picked A, right, Sean?
Yeah.
The
A
ladies
takes them on one by one, which causes all the little ladies to line up and wait for a Fetzer kiss. Jim's, what's the correct answer here?
How could I resist a line of ladies? I mean, if all I gotta do is just rub me and set up.
Oh my God. Okay. Jim heads to a country bar, and it's A. He takes them on one by one for the little ladies. Wonderful. It was almost an easy one. Okay.
Yeah,
so
the kiss from the ladies made it too easy.
Okay, no taunting here. Okay, the score at home, if you're keeping score, it's 2-1. 2-1. We have 2 more questions to go. Now, okay, if the other team here right now wins this next one, game's over. Game's over, and Sean Gregorian has to get a knife and cut one of his fingers off on live television. That was the deal we made. And Dana is going to provide the knife because she does that. Okay, here we go.
Okay, gotta pay attention.
That's not a knife.
Yeah, it's a Fetzer knife. That's what it is. Wait till we have the new Fetzer steaks come out. Okay, here it is. Number 2 for the Karens. Team Karen here. And ladies, you're getting along so nice that I'm worried. That's what I'm worried about. Something not right with that. I don't know. World War II is about to begin. Trump is to return, but asked Jim to be his defense secretary. What does he do? A, Jim starts to dress like Patton and request a windy flag to follow him everywhere. Does he B, ask Trump if this means he gets his own parking space at the White House? Okay, he's very concerned. You know, Jim needs validated parking. He doesn't want to do the 5 minutes an hour or $5 an hour. Okay, here it is. Or is it C, takes the lead in the charge to defeat global fascism plus free Moscow meals for life from Putin? Is it Team Karen?
Karen, do you think? I think it's C. He's gonna lead the charge with those.
Yeah, I'm thinking between B and C. We'll go with your answer, C. We'll go with C.
We're going C. He wants those Moscow mules too. for his
Yeah.
win.
Okay. Now, Jim, before you provide the answer for the ladies, for Team Karen, I just want to remind Team Dana, who should have picked one of the Karens as her teammates, that if they win... Oh, wait, Sean's still here. I'm sorry. I apologize. If Team Karen wins this next answer, okay, if they win this next answer, the question, game's over. Game's over. And we tear everything down. Okay, Jim, what is the correct answer at this time?
Well, I admire Putin. I sure want to defeat global fascism. And so, you know, there it is. Moscow mules. What a fringe benefit. See all the way.
Oh, my God. Now, I have to admit, I wasn't telling everybody the truth. Is we have one more question left. That is the bonus double Jeopardy question. And it is worth 3 points. 3 points, everybody. So here's the current score as we see it. If you're keeping track at home, Team Karen has 3. Team Dana has 2. Team Karen has 3. Team Dana has 2. And let me adjust the hammer on the top there. I can't do it. Anyways, this next question is worth 3 points, and the winner of this totally wins the game, and we can all go home happy and go eat at Denny's later. Okay, so this is the final question for what would Jim Fetzer do as seen on TV? There you have it. All right, here it is. Walking down Hollywood Boulevard, major producers approach Jim and ask him the following. A, to reboot All in the Family as the lead. That'd be something, Jim. I think you'd be great at Archie Bunker's role. B, be the lead in the next Superman movie. Or is it C, if he could please be the body double for Mel Gibson's love scenes? So, Team Dana, what is the correct answer to our final question here? You could win the game tonight.
Talk about a rigged election. I know.
I heard that.
Sean. What do you think? Dang.
You're welcome to consider another choice, but I'm thinking he would want to play Archie Bunker. What do you think? Although he does have a chance to be Mel Gibson's body double, I don't know if he would go for that because we're talking the ladies again,
Yeah, getting the ladies.
What do you think, Dan?
I with your answer. I want to go with your answer.
You think you want to go with Archie Bunker, All in the Family?
Jim, what is the correct answer for?
Of those three alternatives, Dean, I'm a huge fan of Mel Gibson.
Damn it, Jim.
That's all, Jim.
All right.
The
correct answer to Walking Down Hollywood Boulevard. Jim gets approached and asked if he could be the body double Mel Gibson during the love scene.
Note to self, always pick the one with the ladies.
I knew it. Jim, you're a top
Is there
player.
a theme there?
Danny, you should
Oh my
Is
God.
there a pattern?
player.
Jim, I'm
Kissing
so
ladies at
happy.
the pub and doing love scenes.
I'm happy that Hollywood's finally recognizing you. That's what I'm happy about. Okay. We have a winner, everybody, of the What Would Jim Fetzer Do trivia game. That is Team Karen's. Team Karen, you want to say a few words to Jim Fetzer as you won the trivia? Go ahead.
Rigged.
Apparently, don't mess with the Karens.
Okay, we go to the coherent Karen. Coherent Karen, go ahead.
Jim, you're a man after my own heart. Every answer I got, you picked true. So good for you, Jim.
Nice. Very nice.
Good
Yes.
for you, Jim. Okay, so that's it, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to end it there.
Dude, I was going to compliment Jim too because apparently he likes the Karens.
Okay, well, take it easy. Take it easy.
Take it easy. That's your third warning. In fact, let me. Okay, there we have it.